Mounts armor, dude. Fucking PTSD attack. I'm getting a fucking. That's where it all began, dude. The fucking mount armor, eh?
There will be platinum. This is an in-game currency that can be used to purchase existing and future cosmetics from the cash shop. There is earlier in the year, they had sent out surveys gauging players' interest in NFTs and crypto. That was super exciting.
The surveys are like, how much can we fuck you in the ass? Okay, do you want to get fucked in the ass a lot? Just a bit? Or, you know, just a tip? That is so dope. They're not allowed to do that. You are the incentive for them to fuck everything up. Let's see what the Diablo monetization thing is. We'll just get the
difficulty options, info about looting, and in-game trading, or the lack thereof. But let's go ahead and start out with everyone's favorite topic first. That is monetization. Apparently, Blizzard has been sending out customer surveys recently displaying various pre-order and special edition bundles for Diablo 4. The first one of these actually surfaced earlier in the month on October 3rd when a screenshot of a Korean survey leaked, but being in Korean and just a screen grab that was only reported on a Korean site that I was unfamiliar with was kind of hard for me to verify the legitimacy. However, just yesterday, a complete version of this survey in German was posted online. This not only appears to verify the Korean one from a few weeks back, but it's also more understandable to me knowing a little bit of German. Oder auf Deutsch, ich verstehe ein bisschen Deutsch. Not that that is necessary because
Du bist eine Schlampe!
Google Translate exists, of course. Okay, so specifically, the survey presents various pre-order bundles asking users which would they prefer. From this, we now have a list of at least some.
What do we got here? What do we got? Price, game. Okay. Horse. Fucking mount armor, dude. Fucking PTSD attack. I'm getting a fucking. That's where it all began, dude. The fucking mount armor, eh? Okay. Platinum. In-game. Wait, what the fuck is this? In-game currency that can be used to purchase current and future cosmetic items. Access to Battlepass with premium rewards for playing cosmetic-only rewards. Early access to the game a few days before the original release date. Really? They're gonna do that? They're gonna do that. That's kind of cringe, dude. What the fuck? They're gonna do that. They're gonna do that. I guess that makes the server stability a little bit better, right? Because it splits it up. Okay. Cosmetic change your character's armor. 5 seconds in total. Can be used on any number of times. A rideable creature that allows you to move. Unlocks after completing campaign. So, oh wait, does everyone get the mount though? That sounds a little bit sausage. Changes the appearance of your mount, no impact on gameplay. Wait, this sounds, that's the only thing that's sus to me here is this. And then I don't like the early access bullshit, but I mean, fuck. If everyone can technically pay to play early access, then all the tryhard gamers are going to do it anyway, so it kind of cancels out. I mean, okay.
Of what they are intending to sell. The short of which is this. There will be a box price, of course. This will vary depending on the bundle. Plus, the following items will be available for purchase. Cosmetic armor for your characters that, according to the survey, has an unlimited number of uses. And being cosmetic, we will assume it will not affect gameplay. Mounts will be available for sale. Interesting note here, they say that this feature unlocks after completing the campaign. But of course, you'll be able to buy a mount before you can use it. Duh. Mount armor as well, which they say is cosmetic only and has no effect on gameplay. Back adornments such
that it diminishes the game, right? Like, it diminishes the game. Like, the second you can buy any of this bullshit, like the second you can buy mounts, it just immediately makes every mount in a game just a little bit more fucking, like, just less cool. It's just less cool now. Because people like, oh, you earn that mount? You buy the mount? Like, and it's, I could understand if they were doing it if it was like a free-to-play game and they're monetizing by like cosmetics. But because of the fact you're paying the fucking price, you're paying the upfront price and everything, and then they're doing that shit on top, it's like, it's too far, isn't it, boys?
Such as cloaks and wings. Again, they say this has no effect on gameplay. Now, for some of the fun stuff. There will be platinum. This is an in-game currency that can be used to purchase existing and future cosmetics from the cash shop. There is a battle pass, which contains both free and a paid track, rewarding cosmetic-only rewards. They are really driving that home in this survey. And then finally, early access will be for sale. Depending on the bundle you purchase, you will get either 2 or 7 days of a head start. So the
I feel like that's the most compelling thing they could do. Like, they could just remove all that cosmetic dog shit Okay, don't sell mounts. Okay, come on, Blizzard. Don't sell mounts. Don't sell mounts. Don't sell. Like, bro, like a 7-day head start. Like, who isn't gonna get that? Like, literally, that who isn't gonna do the like? Literally, who isn't gonna get the 7-day? Like, everyone's gonna buy it just because of that. Like, you're gonna tell me you're gonna miss out on a week of D4? Like, how fucking casual do you have to be to miss out on a week of D4? I mean, it does. What it does is it does as well. It raises the bar to entry as well, and it makes like the competition less legitimate because, like, basically, like people who, I mean, don't really have to have money to buy the game in the first place, but like it means you have to be like a little bit more. You have to have a little bit more money now, okay, to be more competitive, right? $100 schedule. Imagine buying 1 week early access and then a week of 70 Cs. That would just have to refund. Yeah. Well, I guess that it would spread the load of the launch, though, so it'd make the service more stable, right? Because instead of having everyone on the same day, you're getting like a stagger. So,
Prices
I don't know, dude. It's kind of sus.
Ranged from 40 to 150 euros, and the survey was several pages long, presenting different price and offering configurations, at the bottom of which the users were asked to select which of these they preferred. And I assume everyone just picked the cheapest options that gave the most amount of stuff, because of course, I mean, I get it, they're doing market research, but it's also just a little bit funny to me. Like,
shouldn't this be internal? Why are they doing, like, what the fuck? Don't they have to pay you to do this? Like, shouldn't they have like a bunch of gamers that they pay to come in and trying to do genuine like is there not like some internal like question shit they should do?
I'm gonna pick the cheapest one.
Yeah, like literally hire people who like fucking sign NDAs and then be like, oh, what do you think about this, you know, like
let's get the most things included in it. That is the option. Just automatically select it for me, survey. Okay. Now, as to the contents of the survey, what it reveals and what I think about it, we have known, of course, since Diablo 4 was announced that the game would have cosmetic microtransactions in addition to its base box price. Although part of me had hoped that they wouldn't go down the path of monetizing every type of cosmetic in the game. It seems like that is going to be the case. We've got skins for character armor, weapons were mentioned, cloaks, the back adornments, and mounts. I mean, that is just about everything you could sell a cosmetic for, short of them having skins for like your attacks and your spells. Yeah, totally possible that it's coming down the road. But yeah, they've got skins for literally just about every type of cosmetic that exists in the game attached to our characters. Although I was hoping that they wouldn't sell cosmetics for all of these things, I am also not surprised. I assumed we would be getting some variation of these different elements. We're getting all of them, but I assumed as much. Again, not surprising. However, as is so commonly the case in a lot of AAA live service games nowadays, they had to go that extra mile, and they are selling a season pass in addition to early access, and it's just so disappointing. That's on me, I guess, because Blizzard doesn't have a track record that should inspire optimism as of now, right? But here's the thing, like on their own, season passes are frustrating systems.
I much prefer a season pass to like the persistent store model. I much prefer that. Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I really do like the whole MTX monetization scheme. The reason why is because the idea is that if they're consistently raking in money over a consistent period of time, and then they have basically can be like, oh yeah, look, people are still playing, and we want people to keep paying for this pass, so we need to keep making content. So I like that. Yeah, I like the idea of that. Bro. In my opinion, the best monetization scheme for a game to pop off and be consistently, like, you know, successful is like it's free to play, and then they have a way of earning consistent revenue where they're rewarded for making content, right? Which is literally a season pass type thing, which is literally like a pass. Okay.
Designed to induce FOMO and get you playing every day.
I hate that they're doing all of it, though. It's disgusting.
Rewards. I mean, it's
the fact that they're doing, like, they're selling the base game, they're doing the season pass, and then they've also got the persistent shop. It's like, bro, come on, like, come on, dude. Come on, dude.
Sounds like I'm reading from a dictionary definition here. And I know you have all heard this spiel before. I'm sure you get the railing against battle passes and why they're an issue. I don't need to retread this ground. But I will say this, although I dislike the trend of so many live service games having these, seeing a battle pass in a free-to-play game like Fortnite, I get it. The game is free, and so a season pass functions almost like a subscription that a lot of players will spend $10 to $20 on every like 1 to 3 months, depending on the game and the season length and all of that. But here's
Straight
the thing.
up.
Diablo 4 has a base box price. At the minimum, it looks like it's going to be $40. I'll assume that it'll be $50 or $60 probably. $60 games, let me just say this. $60 games should not have battle passes. That's my far out, right?
They're trying to have their cake and then they're trying to eat it too. Okay, that saying doesn't make sense, but that's what they're trying to do. Okay, they're trying to get they're trying to rake in tons of profit just because like they get the cash on the D4 IP and all the hype around that. Everyone wants to play the game, so they all buy it, and then they're trying to also get the fucking it's fucking bull. The obese cunts, the greedy motherfuckers. Look at why they would literally monetize everything. Yeah, I know it's fucked. It's fucked. Like, why the fuck are expansions? Why do you have to pay for expansions? Why the fuck do you have to pay for it? Like, come on, dude. You're telling me they have to resub and they have to pay for the expansion? Like, fuck off. No, cunt. You should release a fucking expansion and people should want to play the game again, and then people subscribe and that's how you get your money, dude. But instead, they have to buy that shit and then subscribe, and then you could also buy fucking shit that diminishes the value of all your cosmetic stuff in the game just from the stores. And then on top of that, you can literally buy the money, which you can use to buy gear.
And especially a $6 game that also has an in-game cosmetic shop should definitely not have a battle pass. That's where I'm coming from here. And speaking of the shop, of course, it's going to have its own digital premium currency, as mentioned in the survey. We've got this thing called Platinum, which, by the way, you 100% can guarantee will be offered in bundles that are just shy of the price of the items that they're expecting you to want to buy, because that's the entire reason in-game shops in games have digital currencies.
They disassociate the fucking in-game currency with your real money, so then it's easier to spend more. Like, it's easier to spend gems than it is to spend US dollars.
Could just sell you the skin for $20, but why do that when they could sell the skin for 10 platinum coins? But that $20 bundle only gives you 8 platinum coins. Aw, shucks. Guess I'll have to buy another $20 bundle. But then after purchasing the skin that cost 10 coins, you now have 6 coins left. What are you going to buy with that? Absolutely nothing. So fork up another $20. On top of that, they'll probably toss you a few pity platinum coins here and there, but it's not them doing you a favor as much as it is trying to get you to think, well, gee, hey, now I got 3 free coins. I only need 7 more for that cool skin, so let me buy another one of those $20 bundles. And please try not to just roll your eyes and think I'm being hyperbolic here. This is literally the exact reason digital currencies exist in games. That is the purpose. It's kind of like gift cards, right? Like, they're expecting you to have money left over that you in your account that you eventually forget.
I think honestly, I think it's a disassociation. I think this is a thing this is like a min-max on top. I don't think that's the reason they exist. I think the reason they exist, bro, 100% is because of the fact that it's easier. Okay, it's far easier to spend money on a credit card than it is to like literally pay cash. Just as far easier to spend a currency like a gem or a fucking platinum or whatever than it is to like pay it in US dollars. It's like, that's the fundamental, that's the big part, and then they can also fuck you over with the extra shit. And the gift card is like, okay, you buy a gift card, then they've won. They've literally just got your money. Like, you've you know, like if you can, sweet as, that's good advertising. That's
W. About and just never use. That's the entire point. That's how gift cards work. That's how these spend your dollars to turn into this currency, and then that currency turns into purchase, but you never quite get enough for the purchase, so eventually you'll just have money sitting in there and they just get it for free. It's not like it was we're buying digital items, right? We're talking about data here. They're trying to siphon money off of that, in addition to the fact that they're charging.
What other information do we have?
It's a whole thing. Anyway, none of this is surprising, unfortunately. It's also not unique to Diablo 4. A lot of games do all of this and much more. In fact, many games go a lot further in terms of how far-reaching they are with their monetization. And if nothing else, I'm not going to have an entirely negative slant here, because that's just not how I function, right? I'm happy to see that they have stuck to cosmetic only. Based on this survey, they're living up to the word of not having things that affect the gameplay, just visuals, and that is good. As of yet, they appear to be keeping to their promise. The survey does not show any pay to win or pay for.
Like, what say do we have, chat? What say do we have? Like obviously it's dog shit that we have to buy the base game. It's dog shit that they're doing the battle pass as well as the fucking, and then they're also selling the cosmetics. But, like, all we can do is boycott. But are you going to boycott D4? So, they got us by the balls, chat. They got us by the balls, don't they? We're not. Well, I'm not. Right? I can't. I'm too much of a dumb bitch. I'm too much of a dumb bitch. I'm going to buy it. I'm going to play it. I don't give a fuck. It's like, And that's the fucking thing. The only reason they're doing it is because they know they can get away with it. Which is fucked, because I feel like the game would be more successful overall with a different monetization scheme, with a lower barrier to entry, and then with more exposure. But I guess they just want that big profit. They want that big, like, oh, we sold fucking 10 million copies for this much. Look at this shit. We only spent this much to make the game, and we made this much just in sales, and now we're going to keep earning. That's all that, you know. And the reason they're doing it is because they know they can get away with it, right? That's it. Okay, we don't need to watch this whole thing, though. I mean...
Convenience features as of yet. No buying character slots or inventory space or materials or experience potions. None of that. I think the part that's frustrating for me and why I kind of got a bit worked up was that I expect better from Blizzard. That's all it is, really. I probably shouldn't. Like, that's well established by now. Blizzard hasn't done much to instill us with much confidence. And the truth is, they are just falling in line with what is currently standard monetization practice for AAA live service games. They are not straying far from that line. They're not straying at all. If anything, like I said, they are below it. They are not selling any pay-for-convenience features as of right now. But it's just, you know, again...
He doesn't know about World of Warcraft, I guess. He hasn't seen that. I guess he hasn't seen, like, Diablo Immortal. He's just specifically talking about D4, exactly. That's it. Just not about the other Blizzard games.
Which is the same old story. Grew up with the company, grew up playing these games, StarCraft, Warcraft, Diablo, and there's this level of expectation that comes with it. I am not surprised when some pay-to-win MMO cash grab comes out. Like, I don't get worked up by it because my expectation bar is super low. Even in spite of everything, I still have an expectation bar above that for Blizzard. And so just seeing them monetize literally every possible cosmetic and then add a season pass and then make sure that the shop has that digital currency. And then I didn't even touch on the early access stuff. It's just, it's disappointing. I don't know. But that's on me. I got to drop the expectations. I should keep them low. Keep it low. If I say it enough times, it'll sink in, right? And, you know, when it comes to early access...
If you want to appreciate grinding your games, chat, like, just look at, like, all the other shit. Just look at, like, compare them to Blizzard. Compare them to, like, the fuck, like that's this new MMO that just come out, like, with all the fucking waifus and, like, the fuck, I don't know. I, like, was watching Asmongold play it, and he's in the cash shop scrolling through the platinum to see how much shit he was buying. He'd already spent, like, $500. I don't know what, like, look, and they're like, okay, you're like, thank fucking God we don't have that shit, okay? Like, praise Chris Wilson, okay?
Access, also,
holy shit.
Whatever. I mean, they're gracing us with the opportunity to spend money to spread out the server load so that they don't run into the same issue they had with Diablo 3, where nobody could play for like a week straight.
Bro,
you can spend money to help with that.
It's fine. Kirax Pass is fine. And, like, the shop in-game is... Because you don't pay... Chat. They're not saying, oh, you have to buy the expansion every time it comes out. They're not saying you have to buy Path of Exile. They're not. The reason why it's fine is because the game is fucking free, cunt. Right? That's why you can justify it. Like, that's how they've chosen to monetize it. Now, ultimately, chat, I think the coolest way of monetizing PoE would be purely a, you know. Well, okay, fuck, no, you guys just get mauled, so it doesn't matter.
Or you can spend money for that early access when things are still busted and you won't even get to play the game. Anyway.
I like low barrier to entry, and then the company makes lots of money, so then they're incentivized to keep doing stuff. But only when they make good shit. Right, that's the best monetization scheme.
I was going to include a whole section here where we were going to like estimate the price of the cosmetics. Basically, I was just going to deduct the base price of the game. Let's say it's $40 from the bundle cost, and then look at what the cosmetics included within those bundles would be for that extra amount of money. But this is also kind of pointless, as these pre-orders and special editions, typically they offer like significantly better value than if you were to purchase these things outright from the in-game store. So say maybe you can get a $30 skin in your bundle, but that bundle only costs $10 extra over the price of the game, something like that. So essentially, point is, there's no way to like accurately guess the skin cost from these different bundling offerings. It's just all completely wild guessings. If I were to ballpark it, though, I would say average looking skins will be like $10 to $20. Some of the cooler ones, like the premium skins, the glowy ones with all the neon lights and stuff, probably $30 to $50, somewhere around there. That's kind of...
Anyone who buys this shit is a fucking moron, okay? And people are gonna call you a fucking clown, okay? Just so we can understand that, all right? Okay. Says me, chat. The reason I buy skins, have you ever seen me buy a fucking World of Warcraft skin? Have you ever seen me buy a World of Warcraft fucking, like, really, have you? Like, really, bro? Have you? You haven't. The whole point is you haven't, because I don't buy it. It's fucking clown shit. Okay? You're a clown. If you're buying fucking skins in a game that you already bought, it's like, okay, buying skins in fucking PoE is completely different. It's just supporting the game, right? Because they're making a bunch of good shit. So you're like, fuck yeah, boy. I'm gonna support your game. I'm gonna buy a skin. So you're not a clown wearing a skin and showing you like, look, I support this game, bitch. I put the food on the table, pussy. Like you're like, you're walking in someone's hideout and you're saying like, yo, what up, bitch? Okay. Whereas if you're wearing a fucking cosmetic skin in World of Warcraft, you're like saying, I'm a massive retard clown dumb fuck. Yo, you should probably spit on me and make fun of me because I fucking suck dicks and have a small penis and I have like I don't know, I'm compensating for something. I really am. Okay, I'm really because I'm just desperate. I'm just desperate for people to like that's ultimately what it is. Okay, and it's one of these things where that's the difference. So people aren't gonna buy skins in Diablo 4. People like no shot. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm gonna buy the big dick pack, and I'm gonna get the big dick pack, whatever the big dick pack is, for sure. Like, I do that in every game I get. And, like, if there's some shit that's just turned on, I'm gonna have that turned on, but I'm not gonna be going out of my way to, like, buy shit, okay? No shot.
A lot of games do nowadays with these cosmetic offerings. As to whether or not this survey is legitimate, like, can we trust any of this information? We, of course, cannot be 100% certain. There's no way we can know for sure unless the surveys start going out en masse to a ton of people and they all start posting it. At this point, we've only seen a few occurrences, but I will say the fact that these come from surveys sent out to different regions in different languages, and that the first one was like a cut-off screenshot, but the most recent one showed the survey in its entirety, I think this is a pretty solid chance that this is authentic. We've had some additional bits of corroborating evidence as well. In some of the Reddit threads about these leaked surveys, I saw several commenters claiming that they got sent the exact same thing. But then beyond that, you should also be aware that surveys like this are very common. Blizzard does it all the time. Earlier in the year, they had sent out surveys gauging players' interest in NFTs and crypto. That was super exciting. But then just recently, we saw surveys like this sent out about the pricing of Overwatch 2 skins, which, as you can see here, part of that survey was just a simple table with multiple bundle options at various price points, which is nearly...
The surveys are like, how much can we fuck you in the ass? Okay, do you want to get fucked in the ass a lot? Just a bit? Or, just a tip? Like, how much, like, we just want to know, like, what kind of ass fucking you're comfortable with, okay?
The exact same formatting as this Diablo 4 survey. So my best guess is that yes, this is real. They do plan on selling everything mentioned in the survey. It's just at this point a matter of debate as to what the pricing will be. And then going forward, we will just have to wait and see what else they're going to ask money for, whether they're going to try to sell currencies, resources, inventory, and stash space. And don't forget, they sold stash space in Diablo 3. Reaper Souls gave you bonus shared stash. That's a thing they've already done. Or even character slots, like maybe you can only make 4 characters for free and then you have to pay for more. I'm sure we're going to be hearing soon enough, though, because there's already also been a ton of...
That is so dope. They're not allowed to do that! They're not allowed to do that! You can't do that, Blizzard! If we buy a game, you can't limit the character slots. Okay, cunt? No! We won't stand for it. Okay? We will not stand for it. It's bullshit. Okay? They shouldn't have to do anything, bro. You sell the base game, you should forfeit. There needs to be fucking rules, bro, where you're not allowed to do that. But fuck, the reason why they do is because they can. Because everyone is like me, okay, and you, okay? And we're going to buy default anyway. That's the reality.
Leaks out of testing that is currently happening for Diablo 4.
You could say that you won't, but you will. You will. You could say that you won't buy D4, but you will, and you're gonna play it.
Which brings us to the next part of the video. Blizzard has begun friends and family testing for the game. According to Jason Schreier, this started earlier in the month, and while under NDA, he said that it had been getting mostly positive buzz. Now, maybe unsurprisingly, some of Blizzard's friends and family members didn't quite grasp the concept of what an NDA was, and so now we've got a bunch of new information about the game. So for starters, there was a short clip released that showed the intro cinematic as well as the login screen and the character creator, during which the person recording said, "Bro, I really don't even know if I can even stream this." My bro. No, no, you cannot. But thank you for your sacrifice. We appreciate
Can I see
the
that? What the
information.
fuck?
So the character creator had several preset options to choose from for face, hair, accessories, and coloring. There appears to be no option to adjust character height or body composition, so it does seem that each class in the game will have their own distinct silhouettes. And then when finalizing your character, you are given the option to choose from normal, seasonal, or hardcore, which is similar to how things are done with Diablo 3. But then after you select that, you get to choose a starting difficulty. There was World Tier 1 called Adventurer, which was suggested for new players, and then World Tier 2 Veteran, which ramps up the enemy difficulty in exchange for better drops, experience, and gold. And then finally, there was an additional layer of choosing more or less guidance for the
Are we really going down the Torment route? Are we really going to the Torment 1, Torment 2, Torment 3, Torment 4, Torment 5, Torment 6? Are we really going to have Torment 15 in Diablo 4, bro? Are we really, do you really need to go down that route? I think that's not the play. I think a persistent difficulty is better. I think having things static is better. I mean, you could have in-game mechanics where, you know, it scales, but like, bruh. I don't know, dude. I guess everyone will just play on the hardest difficulty and then it'll be fine, right? Yeah. Nah, everyone was playing I guess everyone's just gonna play it on the hardest difficulty and it'll be fine. Like, well, unless they don't, but like, those guys will be fucking, who cares about those guys?
Starting tutorial.
Right.
Oh, and I am not actually going to show any of the leaked video or images here because it's a guaranteed way to get this video taken down. If you are interested, it's just a quick Diablo 4 alpha leak Google search away. Also, bless the people who leaked this information. Unfortunately, since there were watermarks with account identifiers plastered all over the content, whoever did so has almost certainly lost their access. I guess consider it a learning opportunity of what an NDA is. Now, as for what we saw here, there was nothing especially surprising in these leaks. The character creator was pretty straightforward and, for me at least, not too important with how rarely we get a close-up look of our character.
Okay, so
RPGs. The thing that I am quite interested in, though, is this world tier system. Now, while you may just want to jump to the conclusion that this would function like it does in Diablo 3, where you pick your difficulty, the torment level as it's called, and that scales the challenges as well as the rewards, and then you launch the game and there you go. You have to remember the main difference here is that Diablo 4 is an open world MMO light, and you're gonna see players running around as you move through the world. You'll see people farming mobs, doing quests, fighting bosses, participating in public events. Other players will be pretty much everywhere all the time, the one exception being some of the game's instance dungeons. So with that in mind, I'm really interested to see how this world tier system plays out. I would have to assume that we will be placed in lobbies with people of the same tier, especially considering things like world bosses and public events where the different difficulties presumably couldn't play together. Although it is possible, I do recall some games having done something along the lines of encounter scaling based on an individual player settings. So for example,
it would be OP because he would just go PvP zones and then put it in easy mode, and then if you're both getting attacked by a neutral NPC, you'd be taking less damage, they'll be taking more damage. It'd be unfair and they wouldn't do it.
Like if I picked World Tier 2, maybe it takes like 100 fireballs for me to kill this world boss, but then someone comes along in World Tier 1 and they can kill the boss in 75 fireballs. We could technically still play together, and then just our rewards from that boss would be dictated by the tier that we're on. So I would get more gold and better loot drops. It could work, but it also sounds a little clunky. Like, would it really play out?
It'll just get exploited and abused. You'll have like everyone else in hardcore and they get one guy in easy mode who tanks the boss and then takes no damage, and then they would just be abused and exploited, and it'd be dumb, and it'd be unfair for PvP, unfair for PvE. It'd just be, it's not gonna happen. So there's no point even talking about it.
The player with the higher difficulty is just straight up weaker.
I bet 1,000 subs that won't happen. Okay, like chat, I bet my dick. I will suck my own dick on stream.
Taking longer to kill a boss or dying in fewer
suck my
hits.
dick.
I mean, I guess it makes sense. If you're on a higher difficulty, things are harder. And, you know, level scaling is
I'm talking about specifically, like, you're in the easy mode difficulty, they're on the hard mode difficulty, and you can basically play together, and one person can have a massive advantage while you sit there and play on hard mode. I'm talking about that specific exact. You have to understand, that's what I mean, by the way. Just to properly specify my position. Okay? Yeah.
One thing, we do know that level scaling will be in the game, but this world tier system or this difficulty setting, it seems a whole lot more complicated. So for that reason, I want to say they'll just keep it simple, and they will have separate instances based on the world tier that you select. Although that also makes things more complicated when it comes to playing with friends. I don't know. And I swear I heard there would be over 20. I actually heard there would be over 30 difficulty settings. I don't know if that means 30 world tiers, because that would be ridiculous. There's no way they've got 30 different hoppers for people. people.
What the fuck?
I don't know. I'm interested to see how this world tier thing plays out. Outside of that, there was also some leaked information around smart loot and restricted trading. Although I do believe we have known about both of these for a while. I'm not sure if Blizzard ever confirmed smart loot, which is basically loot drops that are weighted to your class. So for example, you won't get a bunch of druid staves if you're playing as a barbarian. I don't know if they came out and explicitly said that was going to...
You said you're occasionally going to get other shit, right? I'm sure it was something like this. You mainly get your main shit, but you'll occasionally get another thing which you could trade or give to someone else or use an ult. I think that's what it was.
Be in Diablo 4, but it was a feature in Diablo 3, so I assumed as much. Limited trading, on the other hand, we have known about back at BlizzCon 2019. They touched on this, saying the idea is that we have 3 different types of tradable items. There's a class of items that can always be traded no matter what, and then we have a class of items that are tradable, say, one time. We are also thinking the highest quality, most powerful things in the game should be items you can't trade at all, that you have to earn yourself. You have to go do those endgame dungeons and kill monsters to get the loot. So these leaks coming out of the Friends and Family Alpha, that there is like...
Chat, I don't mind. I don't mind about that. Because when you and the second you have trading, do you know what you have, chat? You have people fucking real money trading. You have streamers leeching all the loot, taking everything. If there was any semblance of legitimacy, you know, for like some sort of competitive event, it then gets ruined. If there's no solo self-found mode, it encourages botting. Do you know what? Bro, ultimately, I don't mind that much. Fuck them, dude. I don't mind that much. For real. Yep, I like, if you could just do the thing where you can just trade with people who are in your party and shit, that's cool.
Limited trading in the test, that's not news, but this has brought back up the whole debate around smart loot and around limited trading. And that can be an entire video in and of itself. You know, the long and the short of it is really limiting trading. There's the arguments for it are that it's supposed to help combat bots and real money transactions where people spend money to trade items directly with other people using third-party sites. But then, of course, the big argument against it is that this is just implemented into games to pad out playtime, forcing players to grind things over and over again, just relying on the small percentage chance drops for certain items, and not being able to engage with other people and have this like functioning in-game player economy.
The reason why trading is good is because the reason why trading is good is because it makes items have more value. Like it's like you get something that you don't need but someone else might need. It's like that's still this inherent value there. Instead of just trashing it, you go, oh shit, I got this thing that's exciting. So it makes loot a little bit more exciting. But there's massive downsides. Like ultimately, I'm kind of on the fence, but I'd say I probably lean towards like some shit being tradable, but most of the good shit not being tradable. Like but I mean, in a perfect utopian society where nobody cheats and everybody's ethical, fuck, it's full trading, you know. Like, but this is just a reality we don't live in. Like, you know, if you could do, you know what happens, chat? Do you know what happens? Can you imagine the streamers, bro? Can you imagine the streamers? If everyone could trade everything, like, oh man, if only I could just have a weapon that was good. Oh man, like, oh my, imagine now the most, you know, the most geared character in the game would be Asmongold, and it wouldn't be, and he could just go on and beat any boss, and he would be like the highest rated guy. He would get. Okay, let's be real. Let's be real. It wouldn't be like the fucking DGen, like fucking guy who's like gaming like 40 hours a day. No, it'd be like the fucking, you know, that. Let's be real. That's the reality. Which nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. Literally, the people who should be popping off the hardest should be the people popping off the hardest in the game and doing the best. I'm not saying it's gonna be me, right? I mean, I'm gonna be doing really fucking good. I'll be popping off, I'm sure. Maybe a few will first here and there, you know. But I'm not gonna be like the fucking ultra tiered mega degens that are gonna be like, you know, the fucking whoever the fucking degens are. Like, they're probably gonna be some zoomers that do Adderall, who stab all night. You know, the guys who were those guys. Those guys, the fucking whoever they are. Like, we don't know them. They're not playing it yet, but. You know, whatever. We'll find out like a year from now.
Pros and cons to both systems. Like I said, it could be an entire video in and of itself, but I just wanted to share with you those links, those leaks that, yes, it looks like the smart loot drops and limited trading are in fact going to be in the game, at least as of the current build in the Friends and Family Alpha. Speaking of which, the existence of this Friends and Family Alpha pretty much confirms that we're probably going to be getting closed beta testing sometime soon. It's likely that they will be sending out just small pools of people. They're going to be sending out invites because Friends and Family typically in the past for Blizzard games have begun like a few months before closed betas started going out. So yeah, there is a decent chance playtests might actually be starting this fall for Diablo 4, which is pretty...
What is a fall? What does that mean? The fall, what is that? He's at Kona, so then he's talking about, like, what? Fucking, what, 4 months from now or something? Great family.
Exciting. All of my concerns about the game and all my frustrations about the game, it all stems from an interest in the game, an interest in the franchise, and wanting to see how things play out. The monetization stuff, it is, like I said, really disappointing. It's really frustrating that they're going as far as they are. But
they're
on the
doing
flip
it because
side,
they can,
at
though,
least
bro.
for now, they have lived up to their promise of keeping it cosmetic only.
They can do it one more time, right? They can, if they fuck up D4 and it's dog shit and they go all in on the monetization, people will not trust them, and then it will not work. People will not buy that. I think this is their last life, bro. This has got to be their last life. Blizzard's on their last life. They won't be able to do this shit for Diablo 5. Okay? If D4 is shit, they can't do it for D5. But right now, they got us by the nuts because ultimately, D4 does look pretty solid. And like, they know we're going to play it. So then they're going to fucking sell the base game. Even though we don't, even though I think, personally, they would be way better off making it like fucking Battlepass free to play. And then you just get way more people playing. And it's just way more big dick, right? And then they earn more money because more people play and they like it. So they want to get the Battlepass. Like that's chat. Buying base game shit. Okay, I get from a personal perspective. Do I want to like subscribe to a service where I have to constantly pay every month, right? Versus buying a fucking thing and then I own it and then it's mine. I can just use it myself. I always like to buy the thing and I own it and I can do whatever the fuck I want. But the reality is, without incentive for a company to keep adding shit to their game, okay, they just release the game, they do a few patches, and then they're like, well, okay, the sales have gone down now. Everyone's bought the game. Fucking let's start some new shit. Fuck this. We're out. You want them to be making consistent money because then they're consistently incentivized to keep adding more shit to the game. Do you understand?
And the Battle Pass is just something they neglected to mention. Yeah, right. Oh, what a coincidence. They neglected to mention. But if that is also cosmetic only, I guess they haven't lied about it, I guess. They just, they're putting on the extra layer of FOMO. Like, make sure you play every day so you can get enough experience to level the Battle Pass and get those cosmetics. And also, you probably want to spend the money because all the good stuff is locked behind that premium track. The top track is all garbage. You're wearing trash bags, basically. But keep in mind, when I talk about stuff like this and when I make these videos, going in on certain aspects of games, it's because I'm genuinely interested. There's so many games out there that I never talk about, I never cover, I don't care. So many games that do way worse than this that I don't spend.
You add the incentive for them to fuck everything up.
Time railing into because the expectation and my interest level is too low. It doesn't matter. But the stuff that I'm interested in, like all the talk about the day before game and all the issues surrounding that potentially and stuff like this, it's because there's a level of interest. I am actively invested in how this thing turns out, for better or worse. I'll be here for the ride. So there you go. That is all the I'll be here for the ride. So there you go. That is all the recent.
Yeah, let me look at the video. This is video, guys. This is video. Okay, boy, let's go, bitch.
What are you, bro?
The fuck is this?
Because he is God game.